What's going on YouTube? Coin Capital here, and today in this video I'm going to be talking about the second wave of coronavirus and its impact on the stock market and economy, specifically the US economy, because that's what I like to focus on this channel. Well, I'm going to be talking about exactly why a new lockdown would be detrimental, as we're seeing states that we haven't seen before close down, more small businesses and large businesses and all of such just closing down at a large scale, especially with cases rising in the Midwest and midsection of the nation. New York and the East Coast is a bit under control. In the Upper West, California doing a bit better than they were. So we're seeing a lot of good signs, but a lot of bad signs when it comes to numbers. So as cases and deaths are rising at what seems to be a spike, which I don't think it is, we're seeing these new restrictions put in place, especially in New York City. They're closing down all the schools there. In the Midwest, in Indianapolis, entire city shut down. We're seeing what seems to be a possible new wave of lockdown from coast to coast in America. The negative effect of this on the long term has to do with a lot of the economies within cities, within states, but as a conglomerate. You see, places like New York are trying to actually implement new taxes, and we've got these things that are being put in place to get revenue that had been lost through tourist attractions, through just citywide economies, statewide economies, just not doing so well because of this whole pandemic and everything being shut down. And now it seems to be being shut down again. Going with the whole idea of a spike in cases, I actually don't think it's such. If you look at trends and graphs, you see it's more of an exponential growth, something we see with all viruses throughout time. A certain point where it hits a spread that's just unbearable, and it's just like an overall spread, like a snowfall of just cases that is sort of inevitable. It happens if you don't contain a pandemic in the beginning, and it's not really a spike, it's just exponential growth in numbers, and it's basically just simple mathematics and science where it all becomes spread out as one. I think we're seeing that rather than spikes. The good news for all of this, though, is the new trials and vaccines. Pfizer now is at 95% trial testing, which is good, and Moderna with 95%. These vaccines are a bit pricey, a bit hard to ship out, but they're working on it. Got new contracts with the government for these vaccine companies, especially Pfizer, so we're probably going to see spread of vaccines pretty soon, which could actually help out this whole pandemic situation we got going on, prevent the possibility of another lockdown, and help boost the economy. So now I'm going to get right into why this second lockdown, or a second lockdown, will completely be bad for the economy. Obviously, in the same aspect that the first one was, we're seeing a lot of businesses close, fold under, not enough money, not enough revenue, especially retailers, wholesale, travel. We're also going to see a lot of job competition, a lot of loss of benefits. Biden administration, the possible Biden administration, the Trump administration, the House and the Senate, no one's come in to help with unemployment, beneficiaries for the future, and stimulus being pumped into the market, pumped into workers for past January, which is going to be detrimental for the job market. Not just that, the whole idea of a lockdown is going to crumble the backbone of American small business, which leads to more competition, as well as that with jobs, and just any kind of pile-on effect of bad economic future, and no form of complete stability with distribution of wealth and markets and companies as a whole. Also, with new lockdowns, there will be a lot of volatility amongst all market sectors, amongst all traders. Everyone's worried that this could really happen at any time. Everything you've ever worked for can just be shut down in a matter of minutes with the spread of a virus, as we've seen. And this lockdown, really, I think it's not it's not really a good response into what's going on if it's exponential growth. I think that closing venues and just major hotspot areas, not as the business aspect, but as the area of traffic aspect, I think that's the best route. Honestly, I know why lockdown is considered the easiest way. Everything's shut down. But honestly, the spread isn't from these businesses. It's really from just individuals going out and partying, just people. If you break down more of the fundamentals of body-to-body spread rather than business and commerce spread, I think it's a better way to go about combating it. And I think we're going to see a big downfall in American business and just global business if there's another lockdown in our nation. No lockdown is ever good, especially when it comes to any form of the economy, any form of business, but I think the second one will be more detrimental than any other. I'm more of a pessimist when it comes to this COVID environment, but I just can't foresee it as really any upturn even in the future after this at all. I don't think our economy will ever be what it was in the next few years, and I think there's actually going to be a major fail or correction that could lead to a good economy in the future, but for now it's going to be horrible. That's what I feel. I feel like we're in the bubble right now, and it's going to burst, especially with this second lockdown, and everything's going to go haywire, and the only way to counteract and fix all this, the economy and the pump and everything, is to kind of work our way around it, kind of fix the things that happened wrong last time rather than just repeating itself again. Those are just my thoughts on why the second lockdown can be detrimental. It can be a big loss for the economy, especially the American economy, and for jobs. It's going to be a major job competition, major job loss, unemployment like we really haven't seen, I think. But other than that, make sure to comment any question you got down below. Make sure to like, follow, share, subscribe, follow my Instagram at CoinCapital and my TikTok at CoinCapital. I'll be posting there. So I'll see you guys in the next video.